Yeah, lesson 10. This is it. Did you make it? Well, you're here, so you made it. I'm so proud of you. This is a huge accomplishment. If you've made it through all these lessons and you're finally here, that means you're a guitar player. This is it. Right now, we're just going to do a little icing on that cake, throw some of those rainbow sprinkles, and just start eating it because it's going to be such a delicious cake. You're here. Lesson 10. Here we go. The major scale. Why did I wait so long to tell you about the major scale? Because of all those past things I've told you, the major scale will really make a lot of sense now. You know all your chords, you know most of your chords anyway, or if not, we can figure them out, right? You know your riffs, you know some riffs, you know your minor pentatonic scale, you know how to write a musical chart, you remember your three dots, your G, and your A, and your B, and your C, and your D, and your E. You can take some solos, you got a whole bunch of good stuff going on. So now we're going to dive into the major scale, and hopefully this will set off just all kinds of things in your brain, and then really finally the neck, the guitar, you're gonna go bam, things are really happening and starting to make sense. First, we're just gonna talk about how you construct a major scale. This is gonna be a two-parter. Here's part one. Okay, a major scale: whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. What am I talking about? Whole steps and half steps. Remember, a whole step, we're gonna be talking about G. A whole step, G, that's our very first note. Then you go up a whole step. If you go up a half step, that's G to G sharp. If you go up a whole step, that's going G to an A. So that's a whole step. Now, we can do a major scale, obviously, in any key and anywhere that you want on the guitar. First, we're going to just start off on the note that we know best, which is a G. And remember this, say this with me: whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. 2 holes and a half, 3 holes and a half. Let's go. So we're starting with a G. Don't even need to know. Now I got to stutter. Weird. Don't even need to know the names of the notes. We're just going to use whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. So starting with a G. That's our first note. Let's go up a whole step. Whole, half, 3 holes, whole, 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 half. Listen to that. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. The Sound of Music was using a, yes, it was just using a major scale. Woohoo! Okay, a do, a deer, a female deer. That's a whole nother thing. Okay, once again, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. 2 holes and a half, 3 holes and a half. Let's try it again. G, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half. Yeah, cool. Hey, let's try that on a G string. Okay, so, whoop, 3rd string is a G string. You remember that, okay? So a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half. Yeah, so it's comprised of 7 notes, and the 8th note is the octave. Remember, we talked about octaves once or twice. If you don't remember, here's a G. The octave is here. Low, high, same note, same note. And remember, octaves live all over your guitar. You can do any note you want. Those are all octaves. All they do is they just go up the neck and go down the neck. Okay, so we're talking about those other 7 notes. Cool. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Now that you get that, let's talk about the scale that is associated with this. Once again, we are going to be in the key of G. Let me grab a pick here. Once again, every finger is going to stay in its lane. For example, since we are in the key of G here, our second finger, our middle finger, is going to be on the G note. Why? Because a whole bunch of things in the 2nd fret are going to have to be played by our pointer finger. Okay? So our pointer finger is going to stay in its lane. Our 2nd finger is going to stay in its lane. Our 3rd finger is going to stay in its lane. And our pinky is going to stay in its lane. It'll help out a lot when we are doing scales. Same thing kind of we did with a minor pentatonic, but this scale really helps if you stay in your lane. You can obviously do it with one finger, that's fine, but you're going to do it with all your fingers, and this will make you better faster, stronger, yes. Okay, so, and I'm just going to say what finger. So the first one is 2 to 4. Second finger, 2 to 4. Okay, 2 to 4. The next one down, 1, 2, 4. Once again, 1, 2, 4. Next one down, 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4. So just the first part, the first 7 notes plus the 8th note, the octave, oct meaning 8. Yeah, okay. 2 to 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 3, 4. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Cool, let's keep going. The next one repeats what that third string did. 1, 3, 4. Now a 2 to 4 on the next string. 2, 4, 1, 2. So the last 3 strings we're going 1, 3, 4, 2, 4, 1, 2. The whole thing. That means we've gone 2 octaves. We've gone a long way. Okay. So now that you got that scale, I highly recommend going up and down the scale, up and down, up and down, up and down the scale. What we're going to do in the songs in this lesson is we're going to take that scale and we're going to do some walking bass lines. We're going to do some riffs. We're going to do some stuff using that major scale. Okay. Now, what if I wanted to do it in A? Go to an A. How about a B flat? Sure. You know the drill. Anywhere you go, you just start there. F, F sharp, G. You know your musical alphabet, so go wherever you want to do that scale. Okay, part 3. I think I said there were 2 parts, but there's actually 3 parts. And this is where things get super cool. This, when I found this out, this was like, blow my mind, and I love it. Hey, do you remember the 1, 4, and 5? Let's play a 1 and a 4 and a 5 in the key of G. What's the 4 and 5? C and D. Dude, you got to know that by now, okay? So our G, 4 was right below it. 5, whole step up. 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5. We've talked about that so many times, 1, 4, 5. How about 2, 3, 6, and 7? Check this out. Check this out. Each one of these notes corresponds with a chord. Our first one, 1, G. 2, 1, 4, and 5 were major chords. A G major, a C major, a D major. We didn't go G to a C minor. We didn't go to a D minor. We kept those majors, okay? So, once again, our first chord, G. Second chord, B. 2, 3, and 6 are minors. 1, 4, and 5 are majors. 2, 3, and 6 minors. That kind of makes it easy. Majors and minors. 1, 4, 5 major. 2, 3, 6 minors. Okay, 1 G. 2 A minor. Yeah, cool. 3 B minor. 4 C. 5 D. 6 E minor. Then we get to our tricky 7th chord. The 7th chord is a diminished chord. We are going to leave that out. We're going to leave that out. But in the key of G, I'll show you an easy way to play a diminished chord, and you play a D7. Hear how that resolves? So that's an F sharp with my thumb. Can you use your thumb? Man, this is graduation day. You can use anything. So once again, a 1 is a G, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor, 7 is a diminished, and back to 1. Once again, that diminished chord. If you want to know more about diminished chords, cool. We just don't use them a lot. The fingering is really difficult on a lot of those. And they're just not in a lot of modern music. They're in a lot of jazz, So if you are going on from guitar 2, your next level is diminished chords and things start getting really fun. But we're just talking about this today. Okay, now here's another cool thing. You remember those dots we talked about? G, C, G, A, and B, C, D, and E. Well, that's another way of doing that major scale. Check this out. So here's a really cool thing. Take some time, make a note of this. Get this into your brain because this is really cool. This is another one of those mind-blowing things. Once I discovered that 1, 4, and 5 are majors, 2, 3, and 6 are minors, but there's another way of doing it. You take a whole step, and then you go right down below and you do the same thing. Whole step, whole step. So that's an easy way of finding out 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s. And that goes all over the neck, anywhere. So check this out. If I go G, that's a 1 chord. Go to a 4 chord. You know where that is. Fine. Go to a 2 chord. Where's a 2 chord? That was a whole step up. And it's a minor. Okay, what about a 3 chord? Whole step up. What about a 6? Straight down. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then back to G. Take some time to absorb that. Once you understand that, oh man, you are done. You are done. You're a guitar player. You're ready to roll. You're ready to rock. You're ready to roll. Ready to rock and roll. Once again, let's take a look at that. What if we did it in the key of A? Okay, no big deal, same thing. I'm just looking at dots. I'm going whole steps and then moving down to the next string. 2 is a minor, 3 is a minor, 4 was right below 1, 5, whole step up, and you eventually will get back to an A. The major scale is a major deal. It's a really big deal. Is there a minor scale? We're not talking about that today. This is graduation. This is it. If you get this stuff, then the minor scale will be no big deal. But once again, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. You got that? Say it out loud because it's the best thing you can do. Whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. Remember, 1, 4s, and 5s are majors. 2, 3, and 6 are minors. Cool. Do it with open chords. Great. G. A minor. B minor. C. D. E minor. F sharp diminished. And back to 1. Hopefully you get that. I'm always here for you if you need me. So even after you fly off and you play all your songs and you go, you know what, I sure missed that, Tompeet. Just call me up because I'll always be here, ready to answer your questions. I'm here at your ready. Congratulations. Here we go, lesson 10. Enjoy the songs. Have a lot of fun. See you next time.